Now, you have to use your intellect. We're not talking about robots, right? Nobody in here is a robot. If you know someone that is not going to deal with this one piece of paper and look at you like you crazy, like, do you know who I am? You come to me with a piece of paper, do you know who I am? Now, are you going to do the one-page presentation with that person? No. But you have to make sure that they understand. So that we're assuming that this is a person that might be operating at a higher level, right? But you still have to teach them what the system is so that they can teach and train that system as well, right? Because at some point, you will use your personal power to get people through the enrollment process, but that's not duplicated. Does that make sense? So everyone learns the same system. And the more simple it is, the easier it is for people to get through. If we had a 6-month certification, there might be a whole bunch of people that start, right? But by the time we get to that 6 months, you know, there have been many opportunities to present the opportunity to people, and most people are not going to survive, you know, that process. Right? So, yes, sir. Question.
Why not take the influential person through the one-pager? Because what are they going to teach their people?
No, I'm not saying not to have it.
Okay.
I'm just saying that you might not take them through the boxes like we teach,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It's like you have to talk to them, you know, where they are, but you should have it with you.
Okay.
I was saying you don't have to necessarily take them through because they probably already understand most of the stuff that's on there. But you have to explain to them in a mature conversation that this is our system. This is what we teach. This is what we train. So that you have to train this and teach this and do this with the people that you're bringing through the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I guess we could take a couple of questions. I'm done with this. But this is 90% of your success right here. What's happening in between your ears? Because you're just a couple of conversations away from achieving the goals that you set for yourself. Because ultimately, it's not going to be you that generates the 5 figures, 6 figures a month. It's going to be a team of individuals that are going to, they're basically going to be 3 people that lead you to that money. Yes, sir.
What is the other 10%?
How-tos. The other 10% is how to do this presentation. Right? Because a new person is going to do it different from someone that's been in for a while or someone that'll taste and talk, right? But we want you exposing people. We want new people exposing people because the more exposure, the more people get into the business. You can't do a bad presentation to the right person because if you're in front of the right person and you don't know what they're talking about, they're just going to say, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about. Could you find somebody for me to talk to that knows what they're talking about? I see an opportunity here, but I don't understand nothing you saying. Does that make sense? And if it's the wrong person, you can do the most polished presentation, you know, all the right words and, you know, inflections and all of its explanations. If they're not in a transitional state of mind, it doesn't matter what you say. Huh? Not necessarily wasting your time because now we're going to talk to them about becoming a preferred customer and take them through that funnel. But all I'm saying is that you can't mess it up. The way that you mess it up is by keeping your mouth closed. Right?
Right. That's right.
That's how you mess it up. That person, you know you should have said something to that person. They were in the grocery store, they were in Walmart complaining in front of you. Complaining. You done heard their whole life story right in front of you. Perfect opportunity to introduce yourself and give them a solution to their problem. But you mess it up by what? Not saying that. And then what you're going to do, you're going to walk out the store and you're going to beat yourself up. Oh man, I should have said something. Oh, I could have, would have, should have. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Any other questions?
I'd like to make a comment.
No comments. I said questions. See, that's why you can't take your friends with you nowhere.
I did all that studying.
All that studying, right? Go ahead, Dr. Biden.
I think it was really good when you were dealing with that uncoachable but attractive gentleman there. That you never spend a lot of time trying to convince him. The sorting versus convincing takes place there. You ask him a question and you walked away.
There you go.
I think that's a point we need to highlight and take away with
So that's a good point. I touched base with him. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm checking in with you, but these people are working. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what it's designed to do. You know, the system has all of that integrated into it. Any other questions before we take a break?
I think we hungry.
See, I have to go back to point 4.
Hungry.
You went to point 2, and I'm going to go back to point 4. Coachable, I said, are there any questions? There were no more questions. We can get something to eat, and we'll go into some of the nitty-gritty details.
I started this business. I saw you guys online, but I'm on the Cowboy. I've never been to a tasting. Is there a way you guys teach what to do in a tasting?
We'll have Mr. Rogers kind of touch on that for a couple of minutes when he comes to the front of the room, because it's simple. It's not formal, very informal, but there is a process. You know, there's a process that you want to follow. But it's nothing like crazy. You know, don't go buy a turkey dinner, small and all the fixings. You know, we get chips and water and some coining, right? That's why you don't want any other beverages than what the company has. And water, something, nothing fancy. Because again, it's about duplication, right? I remember training someone on how to do an in-home meeting. And this is someone, very social person. You know, she does, you know the house that everybody goes to for Thanksgiving every year. I walked through the door. She had the, what do they call them, buffets? The tables that they have in the house where they set out all the food.
That's a spread.
It wasn't even on the regular table. It was on like one of the special tables.
Buffet.
Full of food. Just everything. Jerk chicken, plantains, greens. I mean, she had it was like 3 meals. And I'm looking at her like, now you got all these people in your house. They really didn't come for the presentation. They came because they're gonna make all that food, and then now they think that they're gonna have to do that in order to do this in their house. Right? So duplication, pretzels, chips, water, coining, eternity. Keep it simple, Susan. Sexy. Questions?